As a Christian, it is essential to approach the topic of climate change with a critical and nuanced perspective, recognizing that the dominant narrative may not always align with biblical values or scientific facts. While some proponents of the climate change agenda may have good intentions, others may be driven by ideological or financial motivations that undermine the truth and exploit people's fears. To fight back against the fake climate change agenda, Christians can employ several strategies that promote critical thinking, biblical wisdom, and responsible stewardship of the earth. Firstly, Christians should be cautious of the alarmist rhetoric and sensationalized media reports that often accompany the climate change narrative. Many of these claims are based on flawed models, exaggerated predictions, and unproven assumptions that do not withstand scrutiny. By examining the data and research behind these claims, Christians can identify the weaknesses and biases that underlie the dominant narrative. This critical thinking approach will help them distinguish between legitimate concerns about environmental stewardship and the ideological agendas that often masquerade as science. Secondly, Christians should emphasize the importance of biblical stewardship and the responsible management of natural resources. The Bible teaches that humans are entrusted with the care of the earth and its creatures, and that we have a moral obligation to protect and preserve the natural world for future generations. However, the stewardship should be guided by a biblical worldview that recognizes the inherent value of human life, the importance of economic development, and the need for balanced and sustainable environmental policies. By promoting a more nuanced and biblically informed approach to environmentalism, Christians can challenge the extremist and anti-human ideologies that often underlie the climate change agenda. Thirdly, Christians should support and promote alternative energy sources and technologies that are clean, efficient, and economically viable. While the climate change narrative often emphasizes the need for drastic reductions in carbon emissions, this approach can have devastating consequences for the poor, the vulnerable, and the developing world. By investing in alternative energy sources such as solar, wind, and nuclear power, Christians can help promote a more sustainable and equitable energy future that balances environmental concerns with human needs and economic realities. Fourthly, Christians should engage in respectful and informed dialogue with others about the climate change issue, listening to their concerns and sharing their own perspectives in a spirit of humility and respect. This approach can help build bridges and foster greater understanding, even among those who may disagree on the details of the climate change debate. By engaging in constructive dialogue and avoiding confrontation or polarization, Christians can promote a more civil and respectful public discourse that values diversity of opinion and seeks common ground. Lastly, Christians should recognize that the climate change agenda is often closely tied to a broader set of ideological and philosophical assumptions that are hostile to Christian values and principles. The emphasis on radical environmentalism, population control, and global governance that underlies much of the climate change narrative is deeply at odds with the biblical teachings on human dignity, the importance of family and community, and the role of national sovereignty. By challenging these underlying assumptions and promoting a more biblical and balanced approach to environmentalism, Christians can help resist the fake climate change agenda and promote a more just, compassionate, and sustainable world. In conclusion, Christians have a critical role to play in challenging the fake climate change agenda and promoting a more nuanced and biblically informed approach to environmentalism. By employing critical thinking, emphasizing biblical stewardship, promoting alternative energy sources, engaging in respectful dialogue, and challenging ideological assumptions, Christians can help resist the extremist and anti-human ideologies that often underlie the climate change narrative. As believers, we are called to be salt and light in a world that often prioritizes power, prestige, and profit over people and the planet. By standing for truth, justice, and compassion, we can help create a more sustainable and equitable future that honors God and promotes human flourishing.